What's up, everyone? This week we welcome you to episode 91 of the weekly patch notes from your boys at X to Skip. I am your host, Kid Kojo, for today, and we don't have Tommy with us today, unfortunately, but we do have Maxwell. What's up?
Yo, what it do in the loo?
Chillin'. As always, our social media handles are in the description, so feel free to follow us wherever we are. And this will be our last episode for the year, our closing episode for the year, and we will see you all in the new year. But before then, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Now, let's get on to the stuff. Let's get on to the good stuff, starting with admin. Maxwell, any admin from you?
Let's see. Yeah, and I suppose I can. Does it count as a New Year resolution to say I would like us to work harder and get more subscribers and bring bigger and more things for 2025 for the viewers/listeners? Can that be a New Year resolution or no?
Yeah, why not?
Alright, then I guess that is it. That's my admin. I'll New Year resolution for bigger, better things next year. Up and away, growing.
Alright, dope. No admin from me this time. So let's move straight on into the news. Maxwell, what's been happening in the gaming world this week?
Alright, so it's been a slow week. Pretty much we've got Game Awards hangover, so I have two topics I want to go over. The first is the Game Awards, or I suppose I should put that second. Yeah, let's put that second. The first thing I'll go over is Sony's confirmed acquisition of Kadokawa, the Japanese parent company from Software. So it has come about that Sony is not fully acquiring the company. They have made a strategical business alliance, as it is called, with Kadokawa, where Sony has become the majority owner amongst the variety of invested companies. They're the majority owner now with a 10% stake in the company. And I believe that equated to somewhere around 50 billion yen. I forgot what the actual number was, if it was 50 or 60 billion, but it came to about $380 million acquisition. So what this basically does is just it helps Kadokawa fend off the hostile takeover from, I forgot who it was, but apparently there were two companies who they were worried about who were vying for majority ownership, and the company was like, nah, we'd rather have a fellow Japanese company have majority ownership. And that's where Sony came in, where Kadokawa was courting Sony to increase their investment into that company. So obviously, building up to all of this, people were apprehensive, saying, oh no, this is bad for gaming. Sony getting From Software is the worst thing possible. But now that people have seen it's only a 10% stake, they are more at ease with Sony acquiring the company. But obviously, some people on the internet have rightly pointed out that the acquisition isn't really that important to Kadokawa's gaming division, because Kadokawa owns quite a number of things. Especially in Japan, they are quite a big media conglomerate type of company. So this has more impact for anime viewers. And I wonder, is it worth getting into the nitty-gritties of this since it's not gaming related? Well, I might as well mention it. I'll skim the surface because I even don't know the full ramifications of all of this, but I'll just mention what the fear online is. So Sony already has a stranglehold on anime creation, distribution, and all of that stuff in Japan and globally. Kadokawa having been another company who has also their own firm grip in the anime industry, people were fearing about what Sony would do with more power, consolidating their power in the anime industry. So that's where people are largely concerned. So if you are a fellow anime viewer, maybe that's where you should be putting your concerns or your research into, not really the gaming side. The gaming side is not really going to be all that important, it seems. But time will tell with these type of things. You never see the ramifications of acquisitions immediately. Those things take years. I mean, just look at Microsoft acquiring Activision. We've only been seeing bits and pieces of that. We haven't seen the full mastermind of what will take place with it. Anyway, that is it for the whole Kadokawa acquisition. And next, I just wanted to touch upon the Gaming Awards hangover. Pretty much, you've seen the reaction after the Gaming Awards, right?
I try to stay away from social media after these events because it can just be a discussion of nonsense. So, not really. What happened? Well, I know bits and pieces, like the reception to Naughty Dog's game and the character and all that nonsense, but
Yeah, so pretty much reception to that game has not been, I was about to say not really positive, but no, I'll say it's been largely mixed. And in this instance, I'm more aligned with the people who are on the negative side as opposed to the people who are on the positive side. Reason being is because the people who are glazing Naughty Dog is, we've barely seen anything of a game to be able to say, oh, it's going to be a good game. Whereas on the counter argument, you could say we've barely seen anything to even judge if it's going to be a bad game. However, you can get an idea for areas that may concern you with, character designs, what they tried to reveal during the trailer, the lack of gameplay trailer, branding across the trailer, the theme of the game, all of those different stuff. So I'm more on the hesitant side. I'm not going to say it's a shit show like a lot of people have been saying it's a shit show, because I would prefer to see gameplay before I write off a game. But it's things like that where some of the reveals didn't go over too well. But Naughty Dog's reveal was one of the larger ones where people were mixed. On the other area, there's like people obviously mixed about The Witcher 4, but it's predominantly people are excited for it. And also, we always knew The Witcher 4 was happening. It was just a question of what time, place, and character. And predominantly, people are not so mad about it being the character Ciri as opposed to it's a missed opportunity to go in a completely new direction with an unknown character. It's not a thing about, oh, it's a female character. No, it's you guys are just using the same character again. Man, we're really hoping for somebody new, whether it's female or male, but at least somebody new. And then there's also the Astrobot minor backlash. I say minor because I think the bigger thing was what's the word I'm looking for? The bigger thing was Elden Ring Tree should not win because it's a DLC. So because that didn't win, some people are cool, whereas other people like, nah, Astrobot didn't deserve to win. Me, I'm alright with Astrobot winning because at least we're getting something different. It's not always the triple A big hitter that's automatically winning, as much as I assumed Wukong was going to win. But if you've watched the Asmongold clip, he, I think, accurately points out that Wukong probably was low on the list, that if it wasn't Wukong, it was probably going to be Erdtree or Balatro or Baltro, however you pronounce it. I think it's Balatro. I remember there being 2 A's in it, saying that Wukong's likely not going to win because of all the media circus surrounding it. And you have to keep in mind that these are Western journalists who are the ones doing the voting. So they're obviously going to have that bias. Lo and behold, or point in case, rather, not lo and behold, point in case, what the hell is that Harry Potter game called, Kojo?
Hogwarts Legacy.
That's the one. For some reason, you know what was coming in my head, and I was like, nah, that's definitely not it.
What?
Wizards of Waverly Place, or just Waverly Place. Yeah, so for those of you who know, you know. For those who don't, that's a childhood memory I suppose you don't need to have. But whatever. Yes. So overall, Kojo, with your with the what you call it, with gaming award being said and done, or after the fact, when you've had an opportunity to digest it, how do you feel the Game Awards was? Because I also have my opinion after the digestion, and I'll give it, but I first want to hear you.
I think when we were watching it in the what's it called in our live viewing, I think I said at the end that I found it easier to watch than last year's one. I don't know why. I think it just flowed better, or it just went by quick. At least for me, last year's one was a bit of a
No,
slog.
no, I agree. I agree with that. It definitely flowed better.
In terms of the reviews, I had more highlights than you did or Tommy did. Again, I show up for the awards just for the reviews. The actual awards are a bonus or an extra. I'm just there to see new games and what's coming up for the gaming industry. And any other random surprises like Harrison Ford showing up or things like that. But all in all, I think it was fine. I I think it was okay. It wasn't I think there were the surprises that people weren't expecting, like a new Okami or a new game from the developers of Shadow of the Colossus, Eco, and Last Guardian. Or Onimusha. Did I say Onimusha? I didn't say Onimusha.
Nope.
Yeah. People didn't expect a new Onimusha reveal. People didn't expect to see Witcher 4 so soon. And Naughty Dog's new projects so soon, I guess. Although they said they've been working on it since 2020. So,
Yeah, which is a red flag.
yeah, we'll see. Yeah, there was just certain announcements that I was happy to see that I get. Like, also, last one for me was Yosef Faris slash Hazelight's new game. Keen to see, keen to get my hands on that one. It's coming out when in May or March, one of the two. But yeah, I thought the odds were okay. They were alright. I don't really have any big complaints. I think the ads weren't as egregious as previous years, and yeah, I can't really say much more. I think I was alright. What about you, Maxwell?
Yeah, so that was also the internet's feeling, although, so two sides to it. So, first of all, the internet agrees with that train of thought, and I also agree with that train of thought that this game award was much, much improved from past game awards. And a lot of people felt it was a great game award. That, damn, it was really nice. We had so many surprises and all of that. Me, I'm not of the opinion that it was great. I 100% agree it was much improved, but anything is nice when you've been getting offered low quality and then you're given mediocre quality. That's how I view it. Where for me, a lot of the times the game awards have been D-rated events, and this year's award was perhaps a C. So it was clearly an upgrade, an improvement, in my opinion. And the internet feels that it was largely good. But also, the main point is, so a lot of people were very split about remember the Jason Schreier, Jeff Grubb, and other insiders talking about there's going to be holy shit moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, so predominantly looking at the internet, once again, obviously the internet is split, but what I'm seeing is predominantly the people who are proper gamers slash hardcore gamers were like, nah, there was no holy shit moment. And I agree with that. There wasn't a holy shit moment. But the more casual gamers were like, how can you say there was no holy shit moment? You got Turok, you got Onimusha, you got Okami, and it's like all of these different games you didn't expect to hear. And it's like, whoa, slow down. Those were good moments. And those were unexpected moments. But they were not holy shit. Holy shit is like, oh my goodness. I feel like everybody had maybe, or most people had one holy shit instance. But there were a lot of, hey, I didn't expect that, or hey, that surprising moment. That I'll happily say there were a lot of those moments, but holy shit, nah. Like if Okami being announced as your holy shit moment, it's like, bro, like how low are your standards? As much as uh Okami was a beloved game, if Turok is your holy shit moment, it's like, nah, dog, maybe you should stop playing video games. In my in my honest opinion, because these are fun announcements. These are great announcements for individuals, but they're not holy shit moment. Like, let's improve our standards. It can be an individual moment for yourself. Like, this for me was a highlight. So this was a great moment for me. But in general, as gamers, holy shit moment for gamers. Like, bro, shut the fuck up. No, those weren't holy shit moments. But yeah, that's my Game Award rant and a little touching upon the Game Awards hangover. We're supposed to have a bigger discussion about the Game Awards and what came through, but unfortunately, we do not have Tommy with us. So by the time we do, it's not going to make sense to be talking about the Game Awards. So that's something which we'll pass by. But that's it from me.
All right. All right. Thank you for that. Thank you for the news and for the brief discussion. Yeah, as for news, I have nothing. I'll just put this one in the gaming corner side. So, speaking of gaming corner, let's move there. Let's start off with releases. There haven't been any real releases this week. It's winding down. So yeah, first release, On Your Tail, released on PC, and Nintendo Switch version is coming in February. It's a live sim adventure game, released on December the 16th, 2024, currently sitting at an 80 on Metacritic. And then lastly, we have a game called Alien Rogue Incursion, released on PC, PSVR 2, and MetaQuest. It's a VR action game, released on December the 19th, 2024, currently sitting at a 76 on Metacritic. And then I mentioned these games last week, but I don't think I set the Metacritic scores. I could be wrong though, but I was just going to go through them. So if I said the Metacritic scores last week and I'm repeating them, I'm sorry, I apologize. But anyway, so first up we have Marvel Rivals, which is released on PC, PS5, Xbox Series X. It's a multiplayer shooter, released on December the 6th. Guess its Metacritic score, Maxwell.
86%.
It's currently sitting at a 75.
Oh, wow. That's low for a game people have been raving about.
The Metacritic score may be low, but the player numbers are most certainly not. So yeah, Marvel Rivals hit 20 million players in under 2 weeks. It looks like this game has been a bit of a hit, and it's been up there on Twitch in terms of viewership and people streaming. I got my hands on it. I've been playing it a little bit on and off for the past week and a half. It's alright. It's an alright game. The gameplay is about what I expected. It's pretty much Overwatch but with Marvel characters, and there's similarities between characters. I can go on, but then it's just, it's been already said and done. But I will say this though, and this is not going to make any sense, but the presentation of the game, the menus, the animations in the menus, the way the game is presented is phenomenal. It's insane. Like, it's crazy when you boot up the game and then the menu shows up, and then when you're going through the character menus and you're going through everything, the battle pass and everything, it's so, the amount of detail they put into the menus, like, it's crazy. Like, it's insane. I mean, obviously
How does that not make sense?
No, I thought, well, I don't know. I thought people maybe not. I don't know. Maybe I felt like me ranting and raving about such a thing is like dumb for some people, but I don't know.
Nah, I've seen people make similar comments online on Twitter, largely saying that the quality of menus and stuff like that is top notch, where they think it's better than Overwatch.
Oh yeah, I think so. I think in terms of presentation, at least let me compare launch Overwatch to launch Marvel Rivals. I think launch Marvel Rivals is much better in terms of presentation, and this is a free game. And from what I can see, from what I've dabbled in terms of monetization, I think so far the monetization is fair. So far, it might get worse. You never know. But yeah. It's been a fun game so far. There are a lot of characters that I didn't expect in the game. Like Cloak and Dagger, I did not expect to see Reek and Cloak and Dagger in the game. Or Squirrel Girl.
Wait, this game's on last gen?
Nope.
Okay, I was wondering because I was convinced in my head that it's a new current gen game.
Oh yeah, it's current gen game. I think this thing will melt to PS4. Or at the very least blow it up. No, I was just gonna say that's it for my ranting and raving about the menus in the game. In terms of gameplay, the gameplay is fun. It's a fun game. There are different characters. Like with most hero games or character-based games, you will find a character that is suited to you. I'm still trying to find mine. So once I find it, yeah. But yeah, what were you gonna say?
So, guess the score for a game you forgot to mention.
Which?
Lego Horizon.
I mentioned it last week. I mentioned it in one of the episodes where you went here with Tommy.
It came out then?
Yeah, I think it was last I checked. Like when I said it, it was 71.
Then you are right. It's still there because I was watching an Asmund Gold clip a day or two ago this week. So I was under the impression that it came out this week because he was talking about it. So I thought, oh, this must be recent information. I guess I'm the one who's outdated.
Yeah, no, it came out a while ago. But I do have one more game to talk about, and that is Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. So, this, as I mentioned, this was a brief appearance by Todd Howard, who was the executive producer, and Troy Baker, who voices Indiana Jones in the game. They appeared at the Game Awards to present an award for Best Performance, I think. And Harrison Ford showed up, and that was pretty cool. It's pretty cool to see. I think Maxwell can agree that in terms of celebrity appearances, that one makes sense.
Yes, that did make sense. And I was about to say, unlike having Anthony Mackie, that was like, no, he was with a Twisted Metal stuff. So it's more...
Just say Al Pacino.
Yeah, I was about to say it's more Al Pacino. But I remember there was also another one. But then, I'll let you continue because I was about to get into a rant about why is Jeff Keighley so adamant about having Hollywood celebrities appear to these things.
Yeah. But yeah, so Indiana Jones, I think I mentioned this last week, but anyway, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, PC, PS5, Xbox Series X, action adventure game, December 9th. The PS5 version will be released in spring 2025. Guess its Metacritic score, Maxwell.
Best Xbox game IP in a while, 83.
Okay, close, 86.
Oh wow, the one time I don't go for 86 and it's actually it. I was thinking 86 is too high for an Xbox game. I've been conditioned not to expect high marks for Xbox.
No. I mean, machine games always deliver good games. We're not going to talk about Wolfenstein Youngblood, but machine games are pretty on it.
Supposedly, it's hella good according to people. Well, there are two camps. There's oh my goodness, this is an amazing game versus, oh my goodness, this game's generic. But I think even amongst those who are calling it generic, it's still a generically solid game.
Yeah, I can see that. But yeah, that's it for the releases. Now moving on to just one news in the gaming corner. So last week, Tommy mentioned about how Ubisoft is shutting down. They announced that they're going to be shutting down X-Defiant soon. And Mark Rubin, who was the director on X-Defiant, came out on Twitter and said, ahead of an update that they released on December the 18th, he said, and I quote, "I wish everyone who worked on this game directly or indirectly the best for their future endeavors. And the same goes for all the fans who played our game, who streamed it, or who worked to build the X-Defiant community," end quote. So the update is a pretty sizable update because I think this update was supposed to be, or the content for this update was supposed to be spread across multiple seasons. But since the game was not going to last multiple seasons, they decided to just release everything. So the final season 3 updates includes the previously announced Assassin's class from the Assassin's Creed franchise. So this update is 3 new factions, 13 new maps, a new experience called Tactical, and a new way of getting experience versus when you're playing against bots, new weapons, new progression mechanics, and badges and more. So yeah, unfortunately, another live service game is it's a rough world out there for live service games, man. It really is. But yeah, that's it for my
Another one bites the dust.
yeah, unfortunately. But yeah, that is it for my gaming corner. Maxwell, you?
Yeah, no, I don't have anything, but I do recall there was something I forgot to also mention in the Game Awards recap. Where did you hear about the whole Alana Pierce talking about people from the Wukong faction being upset and one of them visibly crying at the announcement of Astro Bot winning?
I heard that the creative director allegedly said something along the lines of, I'm paraphrasing that, something along the lines of he came all the way for nothing or something like that. But then, and I also I also saw on the thumbnail that, Alana Pierce said something and then Asmongold owned her or something like that. I can't be. This is a random video that popped up on my YouTube. I can't be asked.
It's something to that effect where the CEO of the Wukong company, Game Science, I believe it is, released a statement to a news agency. So people mistranslated it because he was talking about how honored he is that Wukong got nominated and that Wukong actually won certain awards. And then he was making a joke, apparently. Apparently, it was a joke about how, he's come all the way and couldn't win the game awards. So it was supposed to be a joke, and people ran with that and mistranslated it and made up scenarios. Then Alana Pierce made things worse with that mistranslation stuff by talking about how she saw somebody being visibly upset. So Asmongold's understanding to it was like, and especially his editor from the Asmongold clips, was that the CEO of the Wukong of Game Science was not upset. He was having a good time. Perhaps somebody on the team might have been upset about not winning. It is unclear. There's no clear association between the two. However, Alana Pierce just making the link is very egregious of her, where you don't know what's going on, so you can't just be making links or making assumptions and links, where either A, she made the wrong assumptions, B, she's making up scenarios or stories as in nobody was actually crying, or C, she could very well be correct. So Asmongold is pointing to the fact that we genuinely don't know what the situation is, so there's no point blaming speculation, where I agree with him, and I feel that's the problem with Alana Pierce's take, where she was blaming speculation or adding to the speculation, where it's like it was unnecessary to add to that. Where it's like, guys, let's not be trying to make internal game industry drama where it's just like, nah, the gaming industry is not interesting like that. The gaming industry is pretty boring, especially on the development side. So let's keep it like that. Obviously, you get random stories of certain individuals or characters who are eccentric or problematic, but those are largely a few stories, and when they do pop up, not that many people really care for them. So let's keep it like that. But yeah, that's it. That's my addendum to my news section.
Yeah, I saw that there was a mistranslation as well. So
I would just like to point out that I'm on a roll with these big words, using them correctly. Normally, I use them wrongly.
I'm so proud of you.
Right? I am too.
But yeah, thanks for that addendum. And with that brings us to the halfway point. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're enjoying what you're hearing so far, please hit the like and subscribe button. And let's move on to the content creator news. I pretty much only have one thing, and that's that the Streamer Awards happened. And the only thing, not the only thing, I didn't watch it. I don't really like. I think I explained to Tommy. I don't think you were here for that, Maxwell. But I think I explained to Tommy that I just, such things as just industry people, especially like with the streamers, it's a popularity thing. Like it's the bigger streamers, obviously, are the ones that people will notice more. So
And also, why tune in to watch people massage their own dicks?
yeah, kind. I mean, you can say the same thing about the Oscars or the Grammy.
Yeah, but then I do feel that way about Oscars and Grammys, award shows in general, especially if it's the people who are in the industry doing it. And also, there's a certain way to go about doing it. But I do feel that way about it. However, with this, it's like Oscars and Grammys, though, it's like they are different sides, different people involved in all of that stuff. Like, you've got the actors, you've got the script writers, you've got the directors, you've got the stuntmen, you've got the costume designers, you've got the people who choose the actors. I forgot what those people are called, but there's so many different moving pieces. Whereas the streamer award this is self-generated content where it's very rare to have a team. Most of the time it's an individual. So it's just like it's a very niche and unique position of, can you think of any other ceremony or award thing or event thing where the people creating the content are the ones hosting the content? Like every other ceremony type of thing, I feel like there's different moving parts to it. Like if you have a sports ceremony, like let's say the Ballon d'Or or the football award, you have the journalists coming to that, you have the managers coming to that, you have the club presidents and leaders coming to that, you have the players coming to that. So you have different moving parts, whereas the streamer thing is just maybe you have journalists and then you've got the streamers. What other moving parts are attending those awards? You get what I'm trying to say?
No, I do. You're making sense.
Yeah, so that's why I'm like, when I hear about it, I'm just like, okay, you guys are coming to massage your own dicks, whereas other things, yes, you are right to say they are massaging their own dicks. I completely agree. But there are also other parts and other sections which maybe don't get their time in the sun, where they're getting their time in the sun. Whereas the streamer's like, bro, you're always in the sun. Like, why do we need to celebrate you or see you more than you already are? Calm down, Icarus.
No, I get it. But yeah, I just wanted to put that out there. That did happen, and I think that pretty much sums up the end of the. There hasn't really been anything content creator wise that has been, but the what's it called? The award, the main award, streamer of the year, it went to everybody's favorite streamer, iShowSpeed. So shout outs to Speed. I thought Kai Cenat was gonna win it, but shout out to Speed.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm surprised it just didn't default to Kai Cenat.
Yeah, I mean, they both did amazing streams this year, I'm not gonna lie. They both had dope content this year.
I don't watch streamers, I don't watch these guys, but they were amongst the few who were constantly making headlines. So that's why I would have thought it would be Kai Cenat, because in as much as iShowSpeed was also making headline, I feel like individualistically, it was a good year for iShowSpeed. He raised the bar for himself. But in terms of just content creator, I feel like Kai Cenat raised the bar for everybody.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. Kai's on another level when it comes to streaming, man.
Yeah, so I would have thought it would be a thing where it's iShowSpeed, Kai Cenat, Iron Mouse. Those would be the headliners of this year.
I think they are. You're right.
Because Queso winning the Game Awards thing, that was a head scratcher. Like,
for you, maybe.
No. Like, I've seen Queso content and I've seen all those Queso memes and jokes of, his weight and stuff like that, and how he takes it in very good stead and all of that stuff. And I find the jokes very funny. But what I mean as in a head scratcher, as the nominees for that award were was very weak.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, who are half of these guys? Whereas in previous years, I feel like the nominees have been stronger.
Yeah. And I already spoke my piece with Tommy about exactly what you said about the nominees and the people who were left out in that list for the Game Awards, but I'm not gonna retread old ground.
Mm.
But yeah, that's it for my content creator news. What about you?
No. Can I think of anything that came up? Has the Paul brothers been doing anything stupid? Not as far as I can.
No, but allegedly, not allegedly, Conor McGregor said that he is in talks to have an exhibition fight with Logan Paul in India. So we'll see if that materializes.
Yeah, when it comes to Conor and doing things outside of MMA, I ignore the guy because he's just clearly doing it just for money. So for me, at least if there's an entertainment value or it's a first time or stuff like that, like Ngannou doing boxing, for example, that was new. So if it's somebody new doing boxing or whatever, then I'm interested in just checking it out. But McGregor is like, we've tread this story before. The first time he did it with Mayweather, it was very interesting. But then any subsequent thing after, he's just doing it for the money because it's easy money. And I don't understand why Ngannou didn't go down that path of easy money, where Ngannou has decided to go back to MMA, where he has to fight how many fights just to make a certain amount of money, whereas one boxing match per year, and he's making more money than he would in several matches of MMA in a single year. But there's also the counter argument about health-wise, where supposedly MMA is a lot kinder to your health and well-being than boxing is. The argument being that with MMA, when you get knocked out, it's done. Whereas with boxing, you can still continue getting up and your brain is getting hammered. So you're just taking on more damage to the head. I think it's an interesting argument to be had. But anyway, that's besides the point. Yeah. So content creator, nah, I don't think so. Paul brothers aren't doing anything stupid. KSI has been relatively quiet, and other content creators have also just been about their business. Nobody is wiling out towards the end of the year, as far as I can tell. I just want to take another second to massage my own dick with how on point I've been with my wordsmith.
Again, congratulations. Now, swiftly moving on to esports, I just have one thing, and that is Counter-Strike. So, recently, the Perfect World Shanghai Major 2024 took place, and the final was between FaZe Clan, which I believe is American, and the Russian organization called Team Spirit. And the winner was Team Spirit, who were taking home their first major championship. And the grand final reached a peak viewership of 1.3 concurrent viewers, despite, it's set in China, or it took place in China. So despite the time differences for everybody else, it hit 1.3 concurrent viewers, which is crazy. So yeah, congratulations to Team Spirit, and yeah, that's it for my esports news. Maxwell, dare I ask?
I'm surprised a Russian team was allowed to compete. Do you remember that period where in sports in general, Russian athletes were being discriminated upon and disallowed to participate in sports?
I remember.
Yeah, that was crazy. I don't understand how the world just were like, yeah, well, that's cool. It's like, bro, I'm not the one running this country, and you are deciding I can't participate in a sport just because of what my country is doing. Like, bro, what the fuck? But nah, I don't have any esports news. It will be a rare day when I do.
All right. Well, then that brings us to the end of the episode. Thank you guys. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for listening. Thank you, Maxwell, for joining me as always. Tommy couldn't be here, but he will be back, and we'll all be back stronger next year. We have more stuff planned for you guys. Yes, Maxwell?
That was great.
Oh, okay. So, yeah. And yeah, hope you guys have a fantastic Christmas and a happy New Year. And we'll see you all in the new year. So, yeah, that's it from us. Be safe, celebrate safe. If you're traveling, be safe. If you're going to party, do it responsibly. we want to see you guys next year. But yeah, that is it from us. It was a pleasure.
I was just gonna say, okay, condom ad.
Funny. But yeah, it was a pleasure, all three of us, having this show throughout 2024, Maxwell. It was great this year from the podcast. Tammy, also, wherever you are, Tammy, it was awesome. But yeah, see you guys next year. Peace out.